All right, welcome into the show. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for being here with us. Coming up on today's show, is Deebo Samuel going to miss this Week 4 game against Arizona? Right now, it's not looking all that great. We're also going to explain why Kyle Shanahan is grateful and Christian McCaffrey receiving an accolade that goes to show you how good he was in the month of September. Before we dive into all of that, make sure you join us on Sunday for our Week 4 watch party against those Cardinals after Arizona took down the Dallas Cowboys last Sunday. This game, pretty pivotal in the NFC and in the NFC West. Subscribe, turn on those notifications, and I hope to see all of you there with us on Sunday. Let's begin with Christian McCaffrey. He has been named the NFC Offensive Player of the Month for September. And in the 3 games that the Niners have played so far, he was tremendous in all 3 matchups. You take a look at the numbers here. 60 carries, 353 yards, almost 6 yards per pop and 3 touchdowns for McCaffrey. He is currently number 1 in the NFL in rushing yards ahead of DeAndre Swift of the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's not all that Run CMC was able to do in the first month of the season. Yards per game rushing, 117. He had explosive plays left and right. 9 runs of 10-plus yards. That's number 1 in the NFL as well. But with Christian McCaffrey, we know that he's not one-dimensional. He is a multifaceted, versatile weapon in Kyle Shanahan's offense, and he was able to add 11 catches for 70 yards in those 3 games combined as well. And what an impact that McCaffrey has been able to have ever since the Niners made that deal for him, as we're coming up on about the year mark of that point in that deal with the Carolina Panthers as we approach the NFL trade deadline last year. San Francisco has not lost a regular season game that Christian McCaffrey has started. You heard that right. The Niners have won 13 straight regular season games. They have not lost since October of 2022. And McCaffrey off to a great start. One of my bold predictions was that going into 2023, I thought he had an opportunity to accumulate 2,000 all-purpose yards. Right now, he's off to a pretty damn good start. More to get to on the show. First, though, I want to say thank you to the faithful. We just surpassed 91,000 subscribers, and our march with the faithful, with the Niner gang, with the Niner Empire toward 100,000 subscribers is on. We're going to get there this year. It's going to be a party, but for now, we got the 91K and did it for Eric Armstead. Why is Kyle Shanahan grateful? Let's explain to you. So the Niners announced a multi-year contract extension for both Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch last Friday. We went live for it. That's why you subscribed to the show. And it actually turns out, as Shanahan revealed on Wednesday, that contract extension for both the head coach and the general manager was done prior to Week 1. A lot of the chatter was, oh wow, Niners have a loaded roster, might be the most talented all-around team in football. They're off to this terrific start, and they just beat the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football. That's why they got that deal, because as you look ahead, this Shanahan-Lynch combination, one of the best head coach-general manager combos in the NFL. But actually, he revealed to the media that deal was done prior to Week 1. He's 43 years old, hired in 2017. One of the best offensive minds in the game with his play design, his clever play calls, and his offensive system. San Francisco, as an organization, has done a great job of drafting and developing players ever since 2017. And, of course, over the last 4 years, they've won a lot of games, 3 NFC championship games, and a Super Bowl appearance during that span. Here's what Shanahan had to say about inking that new deal that will keep him tied to the Bay Area for the foreseeable future. So I'd already celebrated with my family and stuff like that, which is huge. I feel very grateful just being a coach anywhere for a long time. I know what that means, and I'm extremely grateful to have that opportunity, and mainly for my family to be somewhere for so long, which is cool. Kyle Shanahan, regardless of how you slice it up, regardless of what your thoughts of him are, is one of the NFL's best coaches. You do not want to run into a scenario in which you run a really good coach out of town and then you're stuck in peril for years because you can't get head coach right. He's the CEO of this business, a 61-49 overall record after a couple of rebuilding years, 6-3 in the playoffs, and if he gets that Super Bowl. And for me, I think it's a matter of when, not if. He'll be remembered as one of the most influential minds in the history of this game. Coming up just around the corner, if you're a real one, you'll continue to hang out. Could Deebo Samuel miss Sunday's game against Arizona? We're going to dive into that. First, though, Prize Picks, a brand new sponsor right here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. You can see for yourself at prizepicks.com/CLNS. And if you use that link and the promo code CLNS, we have an absolutely sensational deal for the faithful. What is Prize Picks? Daily fantasy sports made easy. It's the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it's the easiest and most exciting way to play DFS. It's just you against the numbers. That deal that I was talking about, first deposit match up to $100 if you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that code CLNS. My picks for this upcoming game, week 4, because what I love playing is the more or less game on the Prize Picks app, and we'll tell you more about that. Joshua Dobbs, less than 188.5 passing yards. Christian McCaffrey, more than 86.5 rushing yards. And James Conner, less than 55.5 rushing yards as well. What is the game that we're talking about? Well, it's awesome because I know going into every NFL Sunday that I'm going to be able to do what I just did on screen. It's the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types that are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy app. Prize Picks offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday every Tuesday, and you can select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. Prize Picks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. So you play that choose more or less game, which I just did. You pick those 2+ players, and it's daily fantasy made easy. That link is available for you in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. Let's get to the latest Niners injury news here as we continue to propel forward on today's program. Nick Wagner covers the Niners for ESPN. Just said this on Thursday afternoon that only 2 49ers that I did not see participating during the early open portion of Thursday's practice. Wide receiver Deebo Samuel, wide receiver Juwan Jennings. Jennings was doing some work on the side, but Deebo was nowhere to be seen for the second consecutive practice. The good news here is that Brandon Aiyuk is out of the blue non-contact jersey. Looks as though he's going to be able to play on Sunday, and if Deebo can't go, that's big news. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw also back in the mix, making some strides with that low ankle injury. As for more on Deebo here, this is interesting to note because after that Thursday night game against the New York Giants, in which he fell onto the football late and hurt his ribs, there was an addition on the injury report of a knee injury on Wednesday. And with Aiyuk likely back, is Deebo already not going to be good to go? Or if he's just feeling the effects of the rib and knee injuries, do you rest him against a team that you should definitely be able to beat because you're 2 touchdown favorites going into Sunday against Arizona? It's also important to note, Niners-Dallas coming up week 5 on Sunday Night Football. So do you rest him against the Cardinals so that he's good to go against a Cowboys team that he plays very well against? This is an issue with Deebo here because throughout his career, he's been banged up. He's missed some time. 2019 rookie year after being a second-round pick out of South Carolina, only missed 1 game. But then in 2020, missed 9 games. It seemed as though every big player on the team that year was going down left and right. In 2021, missed 1 game. He was an All-Pro that year. 2022, he admitted that the contract situation did affect him. He wasn't in great shape. He felt slow and sluggish, and because of that, he was banged up. Missed 4 games. Could he miss 1 against Arizona? Only time will tell, because he's coming off his best game, in my opinion, since 2021 when he was a first-team All-Pro. Like, he certainly had moments in 2022, but the lack of explosion I thought was really noticeable. And without Aiyuk, next man up mentality, Deebo heard the chatter from yours truly saying that Aiyuk is San Francisco's #1 wide receiver. He looked damn good, like a #1 wideout against New York on national television. 12 targets, 6 catches, 129 yards. The 27-yard pitch and catch from Brock Purdy against the zero blitz. That was the touchdown that Deebo was able to bring in. And I was talking about the 2021 numbers, right? And if he's injured here going into week 4, that's coming off of 2022 in which he missed a couple of games. But this year, this is what you can't knock Deebo for, is that he came into camp motivated. He came into camp in much better shape, coming off that 56-catch, 632-yard season in which he only had 5 touchdowns as compared to 14, and the numbers were down across the board. Our chat stats portion of the show, according to Pro Football Focus, not only is he passing the eye test, he's passing the numerical test. He is the 10th highest graded wide receiver in the National Football League with an overall grade of 91.9. Brandon Aiyuk actually is the #2 overall graded wide receiver in the NFL behind Tyreek Hill. So when talking about this Week 4 NFC West rivalry game against Arizona, let's pop up this. Get those predictions into the comment section right now. I think the Niners win. Not going to touch that 14-point line, though. SF for San Francisco, ARI for the Arizona Cardinals. We did a preview for this game earlier this week. It's already up on the channel. Get set for kickoff by watching that.